want to execute a British teacher who allowed second graders to name a teddy bear Mohamed. Joining us now from St. Louis, Eric Vickers, a spokesman for the American Muslim Council, and from San Diego, Brigitte Gabriel, the author of the book Because They Hate, a Survivor of Islamic Terror Warns America. Now, you heard my talking points memo, Ms. Gabriel. Am I making any mistakes here?
You're not making any mistakes, Bill, and you are hitting the nail on the head. We are facing the rise of Islamo-Nazism rising all around the world. We are heading straight into a wall with the clash between Western civilization and a 7th century ideology driven by hate. And unless the West rises up today and world leaders come together and come with a solution to this problem, the world is heading into a disaster, especially with Muslims developing nuclear bombs and biological bombs and willing to use it against us.
All right, Mr. Vickers, I mean, it must have caused you a lot of sadness, you being a Muslim, to see the protests in the Sudan and some people calling for the death of the woman who presided over the teddy bear incident. I mean, how did you feel about that?
Well, Bill, I think that you have made the classic mistake of stereotyping an entire group of people because of the extreme acts of a few. I mean, it's obvious that this is such an extreme act and that no Muslim, there's 7 million Muslims in this country, and not a single one condones that or thinks it in any way represents Islam. And to take the actions by a few and to expand it to say that all Muslims are now killers, that they are a threat to us, is really kind of absurd.
All right, but here's where you're wrong. The actions of a few, and look, with 1.2 billion Muslims all over the world, you're right. Most Muslims aren't killing people. But those who are, sir, are killing hundreds of thousands of people. You see, a small percentage of 1.2 billion can do grave damage, and they're doing it. They're doing it. And nobody's stopping them from doing it, sir. That's my point.
Well, Bill, my point is that that being the case, that's a statement about them, not a statement about Islam or about Muslims. And what you are doing and what your other guest is doing is saying that their actions should cause us to feel threatened by all Muslims. Well, and that's just patently ridiculous.
I very clearly said extreme Muslims. I said it 7 times. You know, yes, most Germans weren't Nazis, yet Nazism challenged the world, threatened the world. But most Germans weren't members of that party and didn't go in to subscribe to kill people, innocent people. You, sir, what you're doing is you're rationalizing, and you're not seeing the danger because you're emotionally involved in the situation. But let me go back to the teddy bear. You should, and all 1.2 billion Muslims should rise up tomorrow and say, you don't kill a human being over a teddy bear, right? Am I right?
Oh, I think 1.2 billion Muslims have essentially said that. I mean,
no, they haven't. They haven't. We haven't heard anybody say that. Not one Muslim leader has said that.
I've heard every Muslim leader say that. I've heard every Muslim leader say that.
Quote one.
And in fact, those who are calling for execution are not the people who are in charge, and you know that, Bill.
No, I don't. The government of Sudan is in charge of the case. They've incarcerated. Do you think it's right to put a woman, an elderly woman, middle-aged woman, in jail for 13 days for calling a teddy bear Mohammed? Do you think that's right?
Of course not. And
well, that's what the government did.
That is extreme. The government did that. And it does not represent Islam.
Well,
they were wrong.
Hold it. It's an Islamic government. It's an Islamic government in Sudan, sir. 250,000 people are dead in Darfur. A woman's in jail for 13 days. It's an Islamic government. That's what it is.
Bill, calm down and let's discuss this. If we want to talk about extreme examples, we can look in this own country. We can look at some of the things.
You just won't confront the reality. You will make excuse after excuse after excuse. You will not confront reality. Islamic government allowing 250,000 people to be slaughtered, allowing a middle-aged teacher to be put in jail over a teddy bear, and you say, oh, it's worse over there. It's worse over there. All the leaders have condemned it. Ahmadinejad hasn't condemned it. I didn't hear Mubarak condemn it. I didn't hear Pakistan condemn it. I heard nobody condemn it. So let's tell the truth, sir.
Well, you're hearing me condemn it.
But you're not a world leader. You're a good guy.
If you look on the website, of any Muslim organization in this country and around the world, you'll see a condemnation of that, and that's just a fact.
I don't hear anybody in Al Jazeera condemn it.
This is nonsense.
Ms. Gabriel, go ahead.
And
this
Bill,
is
you could line up, you could line up every Muslim leader.
Actions speak louder than words. Where are the thousands of the supposedly moderates taking to the streets, the supposedly doctors and lawyers and engineers who live in the West, who enjoy Western democracies? Where are their brains? Where are their bodies taking to the streets and sending a message to those barbarians who he is calling extremists, who are behaving in this fashion? 9,000 terrorist attacks have been done by supposedly extremists since 9/11. Where are the voices of the Islamic governments all throughout the world? Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Dubai, Jordan, Amman, Lebanon, Egypt, Syria, Djibouti, Sudan, all over the place. This is absolute rubbish, and we are sick and tired of the empty rhetoric that doesn't make any sense. Enough is enough. Go to our website, actforamerica.org, and rise up, because America is sick and tired of it.
I'm going to give Mr. Vickers the last word, uninterrupted for 30 seconds. You're a good guy, Mr. Vickers, but I think you need to take the blinders off. Go ahead.
No, I think that you do. And I think that there seems to be some agenda to try to create some sort of clash between the Islamic world and the rest of the world. And there's this intent to try to stereotype Muslims as all extremists and violent. And it's simply not true.
9,000 attacks are a lot of attacks. That's a lot of attacks.
And Bill, you can have 1,000 Muslims on this program who will denounce that act.
All right.
Are you willing to do that?
Sure. I put you on, and I put on any moderate Muslim, but I can disagree with you.
There are 7 million Muslims in this country who will come on your television station and condemn that.
And they would. But that doesn't diminish the threat that all of us face.
What that shows is that this act is extreme.
Mr. Vickers, to you too.
No, what it shows is that you're stereotyping.
No, I'm not. All right, Mr. Gabriel, Mr. Vickers, interesting discussion, and we appreciate it. Next.